Well, as we heard there from Neil, the context of these attacks is particularly interesting. Let's talk to Rami Khouri now, a senior public policy fellow at the American University of Beirut, for more. Good evening to you, Mr. Khouri. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of what happened? What do you think happened out there in the Gulf of Oman?
We can think about a lot of different possibilities. The only thing we know is that 2 ships were attacked and the crews were evacuated and rescued. Other than that, all we have are lots of accusations. It's not surprising that the United States came out very quickly and blamed the Iranians, and many other people, analysts and officials and others around the region, have been looking at other possibilities. The question is, who would benefit from something like this? Would the Iranians benefit from attacking 2 ships, some of them linked to Japanese interests or going to Japan, while the Japanese prime minister was negotiating with their supreme leader? That seems doubtful to me. Is it Iranian allies, proxies, friends, associates in the region? Possibly. Some people say, well, the only people who benefit from raising the tension between Iran and the United States or the world would be the people who are critical of Iran, which is the Saudi Arabians, the Emiratis, the Israelis, some anti-Iranian government groups like the MEK and others like that. Or some people even say, look, maybe the U.S. did this just to come up with an excuse. So this is all speculation. Nobody knows exactly who did it. I would be very cautious about accepting American accusations at face value right now, because in the past they've made similar accusations. It's possible that the Iranians did do it, but the proof isn't there yet.
Well, certainly, the fact that what we do know, as you say, one of the few things we do know is that Pompeo is pointing the finger at Iran. Surely that is simply going to escalate the tensions between these 2 countries on the back of the sanctions on Iran.
For sure. And tensions have been escalating for decades between the U.S. And Iran, with a brief period after the nuclear and sanctions agreement was signed 3 years ago, but 4 years ago. But the reality is that this latest round of tensions and these few attacks that we've had in the Gulf area have come after the United States unilaterally pulled out of the agreement. So the United States really provoked this latest round with a lot of accusations, and then sanctions as well, and more sanctions, and threats, and building up military troops in the region. The Iranians are not going to sit around and just watch this on TV. They're going to respond politically, militarily, diplomatically, rhetorically, in different ways. So there's a real confrontation going on between the U.S. and Iran. And it's not just the U.S., it's the U.S., Israel, the Emiratis, the Saudis. They're all more or less together on trying to push back Iran, as they say. So there's a genuine confrontation, a political, ideological confrontation. Hopefully it won't become a military one, but this has to be seen as a confrontation, a battle between 2 sides. It's not just the Iranians making trouble and everybody else pushing them back, nor is it just the Saudis, Emiratis, Israelis making trouble and the Iranians defending themselves. There's a 2-way battle going on here.
All right. Thank you very much. Great to hear your thoughts. Rami Khouri there from the American University of Beirut.